Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, you fantastic people wherever you are. Welcome to Chibi Reads Reddit. I'm your host, DoomChibi99. Today's subreddit is r/BestOfRedditorUpdates. So sit back, get cozy, grab a drink, and let's read. Would I be the dingus for telling my son to not wear his favorite jacket anymore because it looks gay? I'm a single dad to my son, Oliver, 10 male. He's with me most of the time and sees mom every other weekend. He's an awesome kid, creative, full of energy, and he's got his own sense of style that's pretty unique. He loves bright colors, nail polish, and clothes that some people might think are more girly. If I'm honest, I think Oliver might be gay, and I'm totally cool with that. I've always made it clear that whoever he turns out to be, I'll support him 100%. Because of how he dresses and acts, Oliver has had a really tough time with other kids. He's got bullied so badly at his other school that I ended up pulling him out and homeschooling him. The school wasn't helpful at all, and it was heartbreaking to see him go through that. He's struggled to make friends, and it kills me to see him feel so alone. Now he's starting back at school in September, and he's really excited about it. But recently, we were at a cousin's birthday party, and Oliver wore his favorite jacket, which is a bright pink sparkly one that he loves. Some of the other kids started picking on him, saying that he looked gay. I stepped in, got the kids to apologize, but it ruined the day for Oliver. I'm worried about how things will go when he's back at school. I've been thinking about whether I should talk to Oliver about it, maybe toning it down a bit, especially when he's around new people. Not because I want him to change who he is, but because I hate seeing him get hurt and I feel like an outcast. I don't want him to feel like he has to hide who he is, but I also don't want him to be picked on or excluded because of it. But then I feel like a complete dingus for not even thinking about this. I don't want him to think that I'm ashamed of him or that he has to conform to be accepted. I want him to feel free to be himself, but I'm also scared of him being hurt by others who don't get it. So, would I be the dingus if I talked to Oliver about maybe being a bit more low-key about his style? And then OP posted an update. Update, September 7th, 2024, almost a month later. Hey all, it's been about 26 days since my original post, and I thought I'd give you an update now that Oliver has had his first week back at school. I can happily say that so far, things are going so much better than I hoped. Over the summer, Oliver and I had a really important heart-to-heart. I sat him down and told him how incredibly proud I am of the person he is becoming. I made sure that he knew that there is absolutely nothing he could ever do that would change the way I see him or make me love him even less. Honestly, it was a bit emotional, and I even got a bit choked up. I told him that if wearing his favorite jacket, the one that caused some hurt before, made him happy, I'd stand behind him 100%, but I also wanted to make sure he was prepared. I explained that while I'll always be there for him, I can't always be around to protect him, and he might have to stand up for himself if kids make fun of him. I made it clear that it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean he should change anything about who he is, but that he needs to be ready to handle it if anyone said anything cruel. Oliver understood, and we spent the summer coming up with some playful comebacks together. He really wanted to take the jacket with him to school, so we made it a bit of a project. Imagining the kind of things kids might say and crafting witty replies that he could fire back with. It was actually pretty fun, and I think it helped him feel more confident about it. Now, back to school! His new teacher knows all about his past struggles with bullying, and she's been amazing. She's keeping a close eye on things and making sure he feels safe and comfortable. It's made such a difference already, and Oliver's first week couldn't have gone any better. He's even made a friend, a boy named Sam, and they've really hit it off. They're planning a meetup tomorrow at the Wacky Warehouse, and Oliver can't stop talking about it. It's been a long time since I've seen him this excited about spending time with someone his age. I know it's still early days, but seeing him come home happy and smiling each day has been such a relief. Thanks to everyone who gave advice and encouragement on my original post. I really took a lot of it to heart, and I think it made a big difference in how I approached all of this. And then OP posted another update. Update September 9th, 2024, 2 days later. Hey, I just wanted to hop on and give a small update about Oliver's playdate over the weekend. Firstly, when Oliver was getting ready, he wanted to wear all his flamboyant clothes. He asked me if I thought it was a good idea. His friend had seen him in his jacket, but he was a little worried about how he would react to the full Oliver. I told him to wear whatever he wanted, and if this friend was worth being friends with, they could accept him for exactly how he is. This made Oliver smile. Aw, it's making me smile too! He wore his full Oliver outfit, and when we were walking in, I could feel Oliver getting a bit nervous. He was bullied so much at his last school for how he was, so I understood why. I held his hand tight and gave it 2 squeezes. This means I love you, something I learned to teach him from Reddit, actually. The friend's dad was with him, and he looked at Oliver and gave a little curious look, but apart from that, it was fine. The boy said he loved Oliver's clothes. They spent about 4 hours playing, and we ended up eating together. Also, pardon the noise, neighbors are doing reno again. On the way home, I told Oliver how proud I am of the little man he is. I'm so proud of how he was so willing to be himself, and so brave, despite any backlash he gets. I love him so much. This is my final update on this account. I don't know if I'll ever show you these posts, Oliver. Maybe in a few years when you're older, so we can laugh at how worried I was about you. Your dad is so proud of you. I think you are the most amazing person in the whole world, even when you drive me absolutely nuts. I'm so lucky to get to be your father. I am so lucky you're in my life. I love you. Aww, so wholesome! But, yeah, I don't know, because the kid's 10, so it might be a little phase, it might not be, I honestly don't know. But yeah, kudos to the dad, he stepped up, he protected his kid. Oh my god, my feels, my heart. Mwah, chef's kiss to the story, it was so wholesome. I love it! Am I the dingus for breaking up with my girlfriend over her parents? This is a long story, but I would appreciate it if someone read it and gave me some advice. This is my first Reddit post, so I'm not familiar with how things work, so please bear with me. I, 23 male, have been dating a girl for about a year and 3 months now. When we first got together, she warned me that her parents, mainly her father, is a bit crazy. Boy, was she right. When we first got together, everything was good, no issues with me. And I heard good things back from her that her parents liked me. Her dad is a very straight and narrow type of guy. His way or the highway. He has a lot of control over her. She has a curfew and is not allowed to stay over whatsoever. I don't think about it, which I can somewhat respect considering she still lives at home, etc. It's starting to remind me of my dad being a hard booty. She is not allowed to attend any of the weekend trips that me and my family go on, even though her parents are invited to them as well. There was one instance where he did say yes that she could go on one camping trip with me and my family. What a screw-up! We were lying in bed at night about to go to bed. We have very limited service where we are, so text messages and phone calls kinda come in when they want to. She then gets a text message from her mother saying to call her ASAP, etc. We blasted out to the road to try and gain some better cell service for a phone call. She reaches her mother, and her mother tells her that she is here to pick her up. We passed by her on the way out, but didn't clue in that that was her. We meet up with her and her mother, and she says that her father sent her to get her. We are about 5 hours from home. So here we are, thinking something terrible has happened for her to drive 5 hours to come get her, only to find out that he just wanted her home and regrets saying yes to her going. We stood there and talked for roughly 2 hours, and her mother insulted me multiple times for reasons as dumb as the genre of music I like. Let me remind you, her parents were invited on this trip but chose to stay home. They both ended up staying with me and my family for the night. Her mother waking up and leaving before the sun rose due to fear of embarrassment. She goes home later that weekend to find that her mother is in trouble with her father because she went up there and tried to get my girlfriend to come home, which would then go against his word that she could go. Then my girlfriend was also in trouble for not listening to her mother. Sounds crazy, right? Just wait. Her mother has always been nice to me, making me coffees and sending me home with leftovers, etc. Her father has always been nice to me as well, even though he always has something to say behind my back to my girlfriend for something as small as the vehicle I drive isn't a high-quality, long-lasting Toyota. Just recently for Family Day, I invited her family up to my father's house to go ATVing, something I have done on a few occasions, but they've never taken me up on the offer. This time, they did. The morning of when they were supposed to come, her dad says that he isn't feeling well, which is fine, no pressure. He ends up saying that he's going to pass, but that her mom can still go, and he would load the ATVs for her, and she and my girlfriend can go together. So the ATVs are loaded, trucks packed, they're ready to leave. At the last minute, he says to her that this isn't a good idea because she's never towed this specific trailer with a truck. She's been driving big trucks and trailers for over 30 years. They've owned a landscaping company together. She ends up starting to second guess herself and ends up bailing too. But she still decides to come up and she will just ride one of our machines. The day goes by, we have an amazing day, and she goes home to find him in a fit of rage that she went on without him and all this other stuff from past experiences with her. Nothing bad. She's a very good wife and mother. He's just out to lunch. He ends up kicking her mother out for this, and she goes and stays at a friend's house. A few days go by, and she comes back and they talk. My girlfriend overhears them talking about me, mainly him yelling at her, and she's just listening. He tells her that she emotionally cheats on him with me because of how nice and helpful she is with me, the coffees, leftovers, etc. Turns out he doesn't like that she's nice to me because I haven't put in the work. Not sure what that means, but he can't even explain it himself. I have helped them around their house many, many times, from yard cleanup to cooking dinner and breakfast. This is getting to the point where he's mentally abusing all of us, and he's playing mental gymnastics to get them to listen to him and go by what he says. No one's allowed an opinion or an option. He just recently said I'm not allowed at their place anymore, which is extremely hard on my girlfriend to do all of the driving. We live about an hour apart. In the past, he's complained that I don't come down enough. Now I'm not allowed at all for no reason other than his wife is nice to me. They stopped sleeping in the same bed, and he got mad at her for sleeping in the bed that I usually sleep in when I stay over there, saying that she's only sleeping in that bed because I did. He got so mad that he punched a hole in the door while she was trying to sleep. When they both listen to him and abide by his crazy rules, the house runs smooth. When they don't, it's like the sky is falling. There has been many instances like the ones I just explained over the years that my girlfriend has explained to me. Her mother has been kicked out over a dozen times for stuff as small as this. She is a battered woman to everyone who she talks to, and they're telling her to leave. Me, my family, her boss, her family, and even the woman's shelter she told her to leave. She won't, so I've given up on trying with her. She recently booked a trip for her and my girlfriend to go to England to see her mother. Her dad has a big fear of airplanes, so he does not fly. Over the whole family day situation, he made her cancel the trip to England, saying how if she didn't, then she didn't love him. I should also mention that my girlfriend's mother's mother is currently being treated for cancer, and she hasn't seen her in over 10 years. She does end up canceling the trip, and my girlfriend is devastated over it. Rightfully so. Anyways, there's lots more to this. This is just a drop in the bucket, but this is the main juicy stuff. Things are okay between her and I, but she always seems to get sucked into this crazy narcissistic ways, saying she's a terrible daughter and that her mother is an idiot for letting her date me, etc. I recently offered her to let her move in with me to escape this, but she seems hesitant to leave them. I'm not going to twist her arm that if she doesn't leave to stay with me that I'm going to break up with her, but I frankly want absolutely nothing to do with her family anymore, and that's not healthy for her or I don't think. I feel bad leaving her over her family stuff, but I have to deal with these people for the rest of my life, and I just know I won't be able to do it. I feel lost and muddy on how to deal with this. I don't see us lasting much longer if she stays with her family, because I will not deal with their stupid small bat crap issues with me and her dating. Mainly her father, and her mother is just a spitting image of him due to reasons I have stated above. A lot of their marital issues are blamed on my girlfriend because her father is not approachable on anything. So her mother does it for her, and that causes issues. Edit. Wow, I didn't expect this much of a response than you. Thank you. To answer some commonly asked questions, my girlfriend is 20. People keep missing it that we've been dating for a year and 3 months approximately. We are both white. I have not broken up with her yet. I have just been considering it because of how bad things are with her family. I wasn't sure if it was right or fair of me to do that. My girlfriend is an only child, and she has said previously she worries about what will happen to her parents if she leaves, especially her mom. She thinks her mom will be blamed for her leaving, which I agree with. My girlfriend is also not the rebellious type, so I think doing something that she knows is blatantly against what her parents would want scares her. Oof, this guy sounds like he either has a brain tumor or he's just a downright narcissist. So, OP, hopefully you talk things out with your girlfriend before we check the edit, and that hopefully she got out of there, and hopefully her mom finds a way to get out of there too, because this guy is just toxic. And then OP posted an update. Update September 8th, 2024. First off, thanks to everyone for taking the time to respond. I was not expecting so many comments and so much advice. We also both really appreciate everyone's care and concern for my girlfriend's situation. It meant a lot to both of us. I took everyone's advice and sat my girlfriend down for a chat before I made any permanent decisions. Despite being on Reddit asking about breaking up with her, I would actually like to keep her around. I did what a lot of you guys suggested and explained how I'm feeling with the situation with her parents and how much it puts on me. I told her how I don't see a happy future for either of us if things don't take a drastic change. I explained how when I look at my life, the most stressful part is her parents, and it shouldn't be that way. I also told her that I don't feel good bringing any future kids into that situation, and that my days shouldn't be spent worrying about her and her family constantly and waiting for the next big blow up. She was super upset that I was at the point of ending it with her. She reminded me of how she had me promise I wouldn't ditch her because of her parents, which made me feel very guilty. I told her I love her and I don't want to hurt her, but I also need to protect myself too. She said she understands that completely, and it's along the same line of reasoning for why she wants to move out, that she loves her parents but has to protect herself. She apologized several times for letting it get this far and dragging me into it. I could tell she felt absolutely horrible, which made me feel horrible in return. Something must have finally flipped for her because she asked if the offer of moving in was still on the table, and I told her it absolutely was. I asked her why she changed her mind, and she said that she could never look at her parents the same for being the reason she lost a good guy who she loves, and she didn't want to go backwards anymore. So, she moved out, told her dad where he could stuff it, and I'm happy to say that we're unpacking her stuff and getting her settled in as I type this out. She has also agreed to severely limit contact with her parents, and any contact she chooses to have with them will have nothing to do with me, and they will have no place in our lives as a couple, unless we are both okay with it. And that was OP's last update. I am super glad that he and the girlfriend are still together and that she finally decided to get out. But yeah, like I said earlier, that dad of hers is toxic. He needs a mental check, or he's just a downright narcissist. Good on you, OP, for not giving up on her. Looks like we've reached the end of today's video, but fret not, I'll be back Monday with more Reddit stories just for you. Want to get notified of the next video? Tap that bell icon. Want to subscribe? Tap the button. It's completely free. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, catch you later, my Chibi Dominators.